She's a 4.0 student who ranked first in her class of 301 at Oshkosh North High School, scored a 34 on her ACT, and graduated early from high school. She is former Oshkosh North High School student Maggie Haverland. Maggie, thanks for being here. Now, you recently, first off, before we get into the trip to Peru, how did you go about graduating early from high school? I mean, this sounds like something that, I think back on my high school days, and I don't remember any kids graduating early from high school. It seems like everyone just kind of does the 4-year thing and then moves on. So talk about accomplishing a feat like that.
I didn't take any study halls ever, so I got credits for every hour of the day. That helped. And in middle school, I skipped 2 years of math and 1 year of English, so I got to take the high school classes early. And then, because I finished all the levels of the high school classes, I got to take the college classes, which are worth more credits.
Okay.
So I got 0.75 of a credit per semester instead of 0.5 of a credit per semester.
Okay.
So I finished with my credits for high school last year at the end of junior year. And then the first semester this year, I went to the university most of the time. I had 2 classes at the high school, a college English class and Spanish, to get ready to go to Peru.
So since you graduated early, do you already have your college set on where you're going to be going?
Yes, I'm going to be going to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Okay.
And I'll be attending the Jeffrey S. Rake School of Computer Science and Management there.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
What attracted you to that college and that program?
I'm going to be majoring in actuarial science to become an actuary.
Okay.
Basically predicting and quantifying risk with statistics, because I'm a math geek.
Okay.
And the Rake School will also give me a minor in computer science, so I will be able to understand exactly how all the computer programs that I'll be using function, and that will give me a leg up on other actuarial science majors and getting a job.
That sounds a little bit too complex to me. For me, I'll stick to just hosting TV programs with people who are that smart. But talking about this recent trip out to Peru, when were you there? I know it was we mentioned just recently, but when were you there? How long? And kind of what was the purpose of the trip?
I didn't have to take any more classes, so I wanted to go do something different with my free time, and I decided that volunteering abroad was something that I wanted to try. So I got to Peru on January 5th,
okay,
and I left Peru March 15th. And so the whole time I was there, I was working 4 hours a day at the orphanage, Monday through Friday, just basically playing with the girls because it was their summer break. So they weren't interested in learning anything at that point.
When you go on a trip like that, and especially, I mean, you're not just going to do the sightseeing, you're obviously there, and you said volunteering for an orphanage. How much did that make you appreciate life back home when you saw and kind of experienced some of that?
It was really different there. It really made me appreciate all the support systems we have here in the States. There was one little girl, she was about 3 years old, and she had special needs, but she wasn't getting any help with anything like that. And if she was in the States, her life would have been completely different.
Right.
So it was just things like that I noticed a lot. I realized that there are a lot of things that I take for granted here that those little girls would never experience.
How much, while you were out there, how much did you get to practice your Spanish? And if you're up to snuff on it, can you say something in Spanish for us?
I was speaking Spanish basically Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends all my friends spoke English, so when we hung out we would speak English. But what do you want me to say in Spanish?
Something that's PC, so when we translate it, it's okay for television broadcast. But just say maybe something more than "Hi, my name is Maggie Haverland."
Me llamo Maggie Haverland y me gusta jugando tenis.
Okay, now what did you say?
My name's Maggie Haverland and I like to play tennis.
All right, now that's a good transition for bringing in your former coach here, Coach Van Bogart, am I saying that right?
Vanden Bogart.
Vanden Bogart, okay, yep. Excuse me. So Coach, Maggie was an all-conference tennis player for you. Talk about her commitment that you saw while she was over there at North, not maybe only just on the court, but also off the court as well.
Obviously, you already talked about some of her accomplishments off the court, graduating early, taking college classes early, things like that, and that's a very easy transition for her right onto the tennis court. I don't have to do much coaching with her. She gets into a match and she's able to figure things out on her own, so I can concentrate on other people, which is nice. But if I do have to go out and talk to her, she's able to understand what I'm saying to her, and it makes my job a lot easier. Off the court, I know when we started practice, girls' tennis season starts before school starts in August, so she was actually working her summer job, and she would come right from her summer job to practice in the morning, which we had early in the morning, but it wasn't early for her because I think work started at 4:30 in the morning for her. So just a high school student working that early and then having the commitment to drive to practice, give all the work they can at practice is just a testament to what type of person she is on and off the court.
What separates her from maybe other athletes you've had come through your program? Obviously, we just talked about the commitment. That's a big thing. But what other things kind of separate her and maybe make her a special athletic contributor to any program, regardless of whatever sport she would be in?
Not only the commitment, I think just the self-drive that she has for herself. It's not always about, her going out there and giving her best effort, but she gives more than her best effort. She's never going to give up on the court. She's never going to give up on the team. She's gone through some injury that most people probably would have said, no, I probably shouldn't play this match, but she said, no, I'm going to give it my best effort and go out there and do what I have to do for the team and for myself. So just that drive that she has for herself and for her teammates.
Maggie, back to you. I know that outside of school and athletics, that you were also involved in a lot of different extracurricular activities. Talk about some of the things that you were involved in and kind of why you got involved in those.
I was involved in Student Council and the Polaris National Honor Society, both community organizations. I got to plan a lot of events in the school, and that I decided to do just because I like being involved, and I always loved going to those events, so I wanted to be able to make them as the best they could be. And I was also involved in a lot of music. I was in the band at North all the time that I was there at North, and then I also was in the Oshkosh Youth Symphony Orchestra. And I loved playing music. I played trombone in both organizations, and it was really fun.
Talking about the Oshkosh Youth Symphony Orchestra, you said in your essay that playing in the orchestra has taught you how to be trustworthy and responsible. Elaborate on that, if you would, and explain what you mean there.
Well, I play trombone, and that's part of the brass section. In the winds and brass section, there's usually only one person per part in the music. So we all have there's nobody else playing the same notes as us. So we have to definitely make sure that we're practicing and preparing outside of rehearsal, because rehearsal is only 2 hours a week.
Right.
And when there's 40 people counting on you, you learn that you have to get your job done.
Sure. Final question for you before we let you go, since we're winding down on the time. As you look back now at your high school career, since it is, I guess, over, having been removed from it for just a little bit, is there anything you would have done differently?
I don't think so. I think everything I've done, all the clubs I've been in, and how much I've pushed myself has definitely made me who I am today, and taking college classes early has prepared me for college really well. So I think I did everything exactly how I wanted to. Well,
that's good. It's good to live life with no regrets. So before we let you go, we'll give you our plaque, recognize you as the Student Athlete of the Month, our final Student Athlete of the Month winner, which obviously qualifies you for the that scholarship, $1,000 scholarship through Polaris National and the Friends of OCM. So thank you both for being here. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you.